You guys can stand over here. And Alyssa, here's your pile. There. Let's see. Tina's Hannah. So you lettered last year, so you don't get a letter this year. Mackenzie, the same thing. So all three girls lettered this year. I kind of went back on, and I usually go top 20. If an individual gets top 20 at a meet, then they varsity letter. Or if a team, if you are part of a team, which they're not, we don't have 5, so we aren't able to score as a team. If they get in the top 3, then they varsity letter. I kind of went back on that. Given the year, given everything, and everyone ran in varsity meets, I lettered everyone this year. And I think everyone deserved it and everyone really competed. So just so everyone knows, that's the route we're going, and I think it was well deserved. Going through individually with the girls here, so we'll start with Alyssa, brand new, first year. Didn't know, I don't think she really knew what she got herself into when she first started, but I think she really enjoyed it. Hannah tried hurting her, I guess, and injured her, and then cheerleaders tried hurting her, and she was only able to run in 1.5 meets. She ran at Hillcrest, ran 35:14 to be exact. Her goal was to get under 30 minutes. I have no doubt she would have got under 30 minutes had she been able to run, but that shoulder injury, I've never had a runner with a shoulder injury, but it's not, I mean, it's not pleasant. A lot of tears were shed. I know she did everything she could to get back into it, riding the bike. Everything we asked her to do, she did. It just didn't happen, and unfortunately those things do happen, but did a really good job. Loved having you out. A lot of fun, so good job. We'll go with Hannah. Hannah ran 26:28, her best time this year, and that was at WMU, and we get a lot of good times at that meet. Hannah made a lot of good strides this year. I think she started right at 30, was it 31, 32, I think, is roughly. So she shaved a lot of time off her best, or from the beginning to the end. I think she PR'd for her career this year, ran faster than what she did last year. Hannah was our mom for the whole season, and I think she kind of leads on like she doesn't want to be called that, but deep down she really does. She keeps everyone in line, and she keeps me in line, and it's perfect. It works out really good. We are organized because of Hannah, and it really works out. She's our leader through everything, and it just comes natural. And she's only a sophomore, so we get it for a couple more years, and that's really good. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to do this on my own whenever she's gone, but did a really good job. I can't wait to have her for track and for cross country next year. Good job, Hannah. And then Mackenzie. Mackenzie ran 25:29 this year at WMU. Same thing, it's a fast course. I think everyone can agree with it. Everyone's been there and watched them run. Mackenzie battled some injuries this year, her IT band, and that is just a runner's like worst nightmare almost. I mean, that thing can be brutal, and it did take her out for several meets. And it's one, if we don't get on it quickly, then it can get out of control and really take you down. But she was able to run. Towards the end of the season, we did have to take her off. I think pride kind of got in the way. She didn't want to have to take off any meets like a lot of these kids and try to tough through it. Once we figured out we did need to sit her, it was a little bit too late, but we were able to get it under control. Mackenzie is a sprinter and does cross country, and you know, I think sometimes she thinks, because I'm a sprinter, I can't run faster, and I can't wait for it to click and go, man, I can run a lot, because there's a lot of ability there, and I think she knows it too, but it is hard. I mean, our workouts are tough. All of these kids can, you know, say it's the same thing. This is a tough sport. This is one of the toughest sports in the school, and you can tell all the sports that. It just really is, but Mackenzie did a really good job. I can't wait to see what she can do in track. I know everyone's itching to get to track after not being able to do it last year. But it was great just to be able to get a season in, and these kids were a lot of fun. We don't lose anyone. We're gonna gain one next year, and I told them they need to start recruiting now, because this is just a fun sport. It's tough, but boy, I mean, it really was. even before I got here, I know these kids really just enjoy this sport. It's different, it really is, so. But this is our girls team, so good job, guys. You guys can sit down. Alyssa, you can go to cheerleading or hang out, whatever you wanna do. All right, boys. And we'll give you guys your stuff. Let's see, Noah, that's Noah's. Wyatt, this is yours. Wyatt, Noah, that's yours. Jonah. And Matthias. All right, our boys team. Next year we get 2 boy runners, and we don't lose any this year. So that is awesome. We will get to compete as a team, and that's huge. You know, just having that aspect of we can go out there and we can score team points really does change the aspect of how we kind of approach a little bit different things. And I think it's also a little bit of motivation for these guys as well. These guys did a really good job all season. A lot of growth with them, a fun bunch to be around. They do a good job. We'll start with Noah. Noah started off just like Alyssa. I don't know, I mean, he's ran cross country before, but I think there was a little bit of a shock going into the, running 5Ks and the distances that we were running and the amount that we were running. And he had some injuries, he had some soreness throughout. I don't know if it ever really went away, really for him. And he started off around 35 minutes, I think, roughly, whenever he first ran at Hillcrest. And he was able to get that down to 26:38. Huge strides. Once he broke that 30-minute mark, it was like a light bulb went on, and it was like, I can do this, and I can cut a lot of time. Did a really good job for us. Life of the party, I would say, for us. If we need a good laugh, there's Noah. So did a really good job. I can't wait to have him again next year and out for track, and just a lot of good things. Good job. We'll just stick with the freshmen. We'll go with Wyatt. Wyatt ran 20:38 this year, and that was at Van Buren, actually, not WMU. I know WMU was one of his faster times, and that's big thanks to Jonah with that, because Jonah kind of pulled him around on that, and I think that helped him whenever he did get to Van Buren, and he was able to do that on his own. Wyatt, I was really excited for, like a lot of these guys, but Wyatt, I don't know if a lot of you guys knew this, ran a half marathon this summer. Really likes running. For a 14-year-old to go out and run a half marathon is something. I got to watch him do that. That was really neat. That just kind of tells you where his heart is and where his head is, and he really likes the sport. So has done a really good job. I can't wait to see how he develops throughout. He's got some good people around him, being a freshman, and everyone else is pretty young too. But we got a bunch of good kids. I have no doubt he's going to cut a lot of time next year, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Good job, Wyatt. And Matthias, I still like this. Like if you're looking at where they're standing now, if you look at the team photo last year, Matthias was just a little shorter than Jonah, and it's not so much anymore. And last year, Matthias was running in the 30s, and this year he got down to 23:24, and he did that at districts, and man, that was fun. That was a lot of fun, and I know he was behind Wyatt, not far, and for that first mile and a half, he was running really short. I did not see him run a race like that. And then after that first mile and a half, there was a big because you could just tell like he had just ran all out, but he did, and he still had some left in the tank and was able to PR, and that was his career PR, his season PR. He left everything out there, and I have no doubt he's going to keep cutting time, and boys are a little bit different than girls, where by the time they're seniors, they may be doing some of their best times, where girls sometimes it's their sophomore, junior area. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Just like the girls, we have no seniors, and all these kids just really excite me. They like running, they like being together. There's a little bit of complaining, like all kids, but they like doing this. So I have no doubt he's just gonna keep growing and keep growing, so it was a lot of fun. And anytime anyone argues about music, Matthias just puts on classical music in the van, and we're good. So, it's awesome. Good job, Matthias. Jonah ran 1909 this year and did that at Kyoto. Got hurt, IT ban, just like Mackenzie, but I think he was a little bit more stubborn with it, and no one wants to stop running, no one wants to, because I think a lot of us think it's just weakness. It's kind of like whenever you guys are adults and we call in sick, you know, we think it's a weakness and whatnot. And that IT ban kind of crept up on him, and while we were healing that up there, then we kind of had another setback with him, and I know this season isn't what he wanted, but boy, he was setting up for a really good season. He was running a lot during the summer. Last cross-country season, made it to state. Didn't get to run track, and man, after his freshman year of running 5-minute flat or 5.5 seconds, and I was ready for him to bust under 5 minutes in the mile. Didn't happen, and you know, it's just one of those things. The silver lining, he's a junior, and he's not done, and he is our leader. He really is. Sets the example, goes out, works hard, puts in extra work, does all those little things that I'm glad that, you know, he's our oldest one out of this whole bunch, because everyone has to look up to him, and that's a great example to have. So I know this isn't the season you wanted, but you know, it could always be worse. It could definitely be worse. So, but you're coming back next year. We have track, we have basketball, we got a lot of fun things ahead of us. So thank you guys for everything. Thank you guys for everything. Parents, thank you. I know getting them to weights, getting them to do this and that, you know, kicking them out the door, getting them shoes, whatever it is, it does mean a lot. It means a lot to me, it means a lot to them. And, you know, if there is ever anything, you guys let me know, and, you know, we'll make sure to have that. So, this is a fun sport. It's a blast, it really is. It's a lot of fun to coach, it's a lot of fun to be a part of. And I wish more kids would do it, but it's a tough sport. This is a super tough sport, so, but good job, guys, everyone. So, I've got nothing else. I mean, this is really quick this year. There's no food, there's no watching anyone else, so just kind of is what it is, but it's a weird year. So that's all I have. So thanks for coming, guys. If you need anything, let me know.